My internet sucks. Everything about my internet sucks.
You know, you're supposed to be my number 2, and it feels like a number 2.
I am nobody's number 2, Steven. I'm my own man. I am my own man.
Take it from someone who's lived life as the number 2. You get used to it.
Oh, see, that's BS, man. How many minutes or seconds is he ahead of you? You rise above that, my friend. You rise above that. God. I guess we're live.
So nobody can see how beautiful I am right now, or you don't want them to see how beautiful
you look like a long-haired, beautiful pumpkin. The problem is, you know what? It doesn't change though. You could stay on camera because right now you still sound robotic to me.
Slim gourd. He's a slim gourd, I would say.
A slim gourd, really?
Yeah.
Now,
I'd give him that.
Gentlemen.
Are we live?
Sam, Nick. Yeah, we're live. We've been live for a while now.
Oh,
Sam, Nick. Do you guys have gourds? Do you guys do the Halloween gourd thing, or is that something that's just American?
Well, our fall is your spring, right?
Yeah, it's spring right now, actually. We don't really do a whole lot of Halloween here, but we have noticed when we wander into the shops that they are starting to sell those sort of orange pumpkins.
Oh, see?
Yeah,
we're far-reaching, I guess.
Far-reaching. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So
it's becoming more popular.
Fuck the Northern West, all right? Just, you know what? Celebrate Easter. Do it. You should do everything in reverse. That's what you should do. Well, in your straightforward,
how about
our reverse?
How about we do this? Let's start this thing right.
Why is it a black screen for like seconds? What?
Okay, so you get that too? You get just the black screen? I thought that was just me.
At the end, it goes black, and I did it on purpose so you could know when to drop out because of your stupid internet, your stupid computer. And
I love it. Oh, stop getting so defensive.
So you intentionally retarded it for sporking.
I meant to do this right, guys. Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Wednesday night edition of The Dump, the Humpty Dump. And today we have 2 special guests with us, 2 brothers from down under. We have Nick and Sam. They both just started channels recently, so we consider them. They might change this, but they are our first official 5th wave brothers. Sam, Nick, how are you guys?
Yeah, we're doing really well, actually.
Good day, everyone.
Fantastic. Good day. You see that? You saw that? You guys saw that, right? They sound lethal lightning.
We do say it.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys say it. I love it. So what is your, we'll start with you, Sam. What is your channel about?
Well, at this point, I'm doing trailer reactions, trailer reviews, for movies because I'm a bit of a cinephile. I'd like to bring out some writing-related content because I'm a writer as well, and I'm currently working on a review for an Indonesian movie because I speak Indonesian fluently as well. So I'll be working on the script for that, and that will be dropped soon enough.
I was not planning on you saying that. That's awesome, man. Wow. So I'm lost there, Steven. I'm lost.
Sam, I didn't know you were a writer. Let's get up sometime.
Yeah, we both are.
Bet.
Both brothers. And if you gave me an opportunity to say, Nick, tell me about your channel.
I just sort of started mine on a whim. I'm just doing it for fun. Yeah.
Are you going to do anything about your writing? Or is it just going to be about fandom?
Are you going to put words together?
Are you going to string them along in sentences or anything?
Oh, yeah. I think I will do a couple of, there are book tags on YouTube that you can do, and you can tag people in them. And it's a good opportunity to actually, share information about your book and everything.
Nice.
Fantastic.
In my case.
I should know that, and I didn't know that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Look how far behind you are, Steven.
I'm busy. I'm busy.
It's kind of it's embarrassing in a way.
Hey, can I? Can I shout
I
out
wanted. Can I introduce you first?
Well, I was going to spend my time.
The fandom menace author, the author of the ooh, born in the chat, Stephen Walton.
Hi, everybody. Good to see you. I want to give a shout out to Miss Martin Muses, who did a live stream earlier. She hasn't done one in a while, and that is a great place to come together and just hang out and have fun. So I just want to give her a shout out. Thank you for live streaming earlier. It's nice to hear somebody out there, who's not bitching like us about everything. So hail to Miss Martin Muses. Go subscribe to her channel.
I am bitching, dude. Very bitching.
You are bitching.
Yeah, but that's like a California thing. We're talking about bitching, not bitching, man, Mr. Holland. Miss Martin Muses is amazing. She is my Monday night panelist for our Song of Ice and Fire, and she sent a sticker. I don't know what the sticker is, but I thank her. I can't go on to YouTube, Steven.
It's a rose. It's a rose, Scott.
What did you expect? Right. What did you think it was going to be?
Rose.
You know what, though?
What would I send you, Scott? What would I send you? What would I send you?
You would send me a Doomicorn, but a rose from her, that makes sense.
Good Lord.
I was just making, okay, God, production value is not important, but Brutal Morning Wood is. Brutal Morning Wood. Great guy. Ooh, this is going to be good.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Yes, sir. Tina Bojan. Yes, Tina's one of my... Bojan. She says, good evening, friends. Bojan. Oh, shit, I was saying that wrong.
Like Trojan. Bojan.
Yes. I'm the one who said that, Steven. Bojan. God, I suck. Anyways, she is a channel member. If you'd like to become a channel member and get all the benefits of me doing nothing extra right about now, please feel free to, sign up as a channel member. Because my channel members, actually, I know these people love me and I love them because they're supporting me being a slacker. And that's that I love about
being a slacker. He's working, everybody. He's working a lot of overtime right now. He's being a good boy.
I'm trying to be a good dad.
Hi, Moira.
Hail, Moira.
Kitty. Wow. So nice to see you in my chat. Thank you for being here. That's awesome. And then we got McKinney90, one of I call him the artist of the fourth wave. McKinney is saying, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the dump. Please share. Yeah, that'd be very helpful. And around and smash that like button, everybody. That would really help out the channel.
This morning as well.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, Matt's Mama Bear.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Love it.
So it helps out that, like, right now, it's, 9 a.m., a little after 9 a.m. So when we do, like, morning, afternoon ones, I love doing that because Steven and I did one on a Sunday, and we actually got guys from all over the world that never get a chance to actually listen to us live. Guess what you guys should do? Sam?
Stream
Nick,
in the middle of the morning?
Yeah,
no.
Stream in the morning, stream together.
There you go. Absolutely. Just stream, guys.
I promise we have topics, guys. I promise.
No, there's topics at some point, Steven. I'm on 4 hours of sleep and I woke up about 24 hours ago. Just leave me alone.
Hey, Karen.
Karen Prime.
Hi,
Karen, what's up?
Deviant Porg or Palanuki. Love them. And everybody else that's here in the chat. We have a couple super chats that I will get to right now, and then we are going to our first topic, and we have a sticker from the great Matt G. I love this dude. I've been coming around the chats as long as I've been here. Matt G has been here, so thank you, brother. I don't know what it is, Steven, or culture. What's that sticker, Steven?
Culture is the person you ask.
Oh, okay,
dude. What do I send you?
Oh, it's a Doomicorn. Okay.
Yeah, Matt G and I are. Thank you very much, Mr. McCabe. Yes, we fire the Doomicorns like rounds, dude. So if it's Matt G or me, 99.9% of the time.
He's going to be a Doomicorn. Okay. I'm a little embarrassed then. I'm sorry.
And if it's Christie, it's going to be a pile of shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Christie is a dump. She literally leaves me a dump. Bikini90 for $5. Thank you, my friend. He says, hail, and thanks for shouting out the celebration stream we did for Mad's Mama Bear. You know, Mad's rules. Mad's Mama
awesome
Bear.
work.
She does.
I mean,
It's awesome.
Her poetry is fantastic, too.
Mm.
Oh, thanks. Drunk. Scott's mic sounds terrible. Yay. I am not actually even using a mic right now. I'm using the computer because some of us are in a hotel room away from our families.
You
Okay,
need to be
Drunk?
practicing your Mario Kart, dude. Seriously.
You heard that.
The love of God.
You heard that.
Oh, goodness.
Where's Drunk's wrench? Huh? Where's it at? Where's it at working?
It took me a while to be one of Drunk's wrenches, so he has to wait a little longer. No, the truth is, I'm hot spotting my phone right now, and I'm scared to touch it. I'm scared to touch it.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for checking this out. This is Phantom Menace Volume 2. It has 45 backers right now. I'm halfway to my goal of about halfway to my goal of 5,000. Thank you to everybody for supporting me. Please share this around. If you cannot purchase this at this time or you're not interested in it, would you please share out the link? Support independent creators is a big thing that I try to promote because I'm one of them. So thank you to everybody who has backed this project. Thank you to everybody who has backed Volume 1. And much appreciated to you. So that's all I was going to say. Thank you.
Well, very proud of you, my friend. And how long is that going to be up for?
That's going to be up for another 41 days.
41 days.
Yeah.
So as much as you can share it around, if you can spare, the money right now, we know it's tight, but
it's tight. Yeah, we understand.
Supporting us, we do, but supporting independent content creators is one of the biggest things we can do. So if you can't do it monetarily, please do it, through sharing, liking, and spreading the word.
Absolutely. Get that word out there for all independent creators, even if it's not me, if it's somebody else that you really enjoy. But it's more especially for my book, just imagine how much of a middle finger you're throwing to all of the woke Hollywood, all the woke comics creators, all those people out there that have been trashing us and coming down on us for how many years now. Yeah, just that it's a middle finger to them. The more I succeed, the more we succeed, the more it looks bad on them, the more it drives them crazy.
Hail to that, man. So, gentlemen, how do we feel about wokeness right now?
It's driving me crazy.
I'm
frustrated.
Frustrated is a good word. How do you guys think Chris Pratt's doing with it? And everybody who wanted to cancel a guy because of, I don't know, his beliefs.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
They're nothing but hypocrites.
Absolutely.
Every single one of them.
Hey, it's like I said in my video earlier. It's like I'm in clown world. Everything's reversed to me. Right? When I was growing up, I was bullied. I was beat up. I've had Bibles thrown at me. I've had all kinds of craziness happen to me because of my preferred belief system. And now it's like clown world. Now it's the opposite is going on. Like this dude's getting canceled just for being Christian. I don't want that in any society. I don't want anyone being treated in any way different than anyone else just because of they decide to worship or they don't decide or whatever they do in their lives. It has nothing to do with politics. It has nothing to do with anything other than that person's own personal belief. It's disgusting behavior to me.
Absolutely.
And I'm friends with a lot of lefties, just because of where I grew up and the type of belief system that I'm attached to. And I've seen some other people that carry the same belief I do, like acting horrendous about this, like laughing about this. And I think that is disgusting. Nobody deserves to be treated differently just because of how they worship or if they worship. So like this touches home to me. This subject right here. I don't want to see us moving forward where anyone is being held
to me,
down.
it just doesn't make sense. Bigotry just does not make sense.
Does not make sense.
In any form. It just doesn't compute.
I'm completely baffled by the fact that history is repeating itself again and again and again, and people just won't learn from it. They don't want to learn from it.
Would you say it's just insert different group here? I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
But, insert different group here, right? Culture, and just let's proceed with the same rhetoric.
Yeah,
of course. And here's the thing. And I think that both Tom's assessment and Gary's assessment are accurate. I think we were about to turn the corner, and then we got locked down in this pandemic and fired into an election cycle, just fully charged and ready for whatever kind of shenanigans were going to occur. And I'm tired of it, but at the same time, it gives me an inspiration to
and couple that with it being an election year as well. I mean,
oh, absolutely, yeah. But I'm inspired to just say, look, this is the problem is you guys are making garbage, and you're tying your garbage and your thoughts into in a way that you are going to drive more people away from your products. That's not a good business model. That's a foolish way to go about doing it. It's
terrible because the audiences and the audiences of many of our fandoms, that we're not children, and children get preached to. Nobody likes to be preached to. Nobody likes to be lectured. That's for children, not for grown adults like you and me. It's just
right, but they don't want to treat us like that. They never want.
No, they don't.
And they're just being honest about it finally.
And I've said this multiple times before. It's about fear. It's fear that we, the audience, cannot be trusted to form our own thoughts, form our own opinions, or indeed reach the quote unquote right conclusion. It's just they're terrified.
Well, Sam, is it fear or arrogance? I think they're arrogant in forming that opinion. I think they think so little of their audience.
Yeah, both.
Yep, I'd say both.
Yeah. Well, probably you're right. Probably both.
Well, let us just say hello, Script Doctor. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm okay. Sorry, I'm late. I was out doing some errands, and I just managed to get in time. So we're looking at those who are defending Chris Pratt, and of the list of defenders, which ones are hypocritical?
Yes. We didn't get to that part yet, but that is going to be one of our biggest.
Yeah, but everybody but RDG.
No, you know why?
RDG
that? And I was
gone out
going
against anything fan-like.
You know why? Because he's a man in recovery. And somebody who follows a 12-step system, or even just respects the idea of recovery, which he does, I know he does, it saved his life. You realize that when you start pointing fingers, look at the rest of your fingers because they're pointing back at you. It's ridiculous to ever do
or
that.
Pointing to the left or right, depending on
how crooked your fingers are. Yeah.
But his wife is what keeps him on track and being sober. Like, I know guys that used to be best friends with him, and his wife literally will not let him hang out with them. And they're right. She's absolutely right to do so. They're not great people.
Right.
Thank you to Whatever Toxic Man Flu for the Doomicorn. Hail, brother.
Doomicorn. Toxic Man Flu, I love you, buddy. One of my also members of the channel. Thank you very much, my friend. Feel free to check out the channel. And if you want to become a member and support the channel, it's as little as a cup of Walton coffee a month. Okay, go on. Why don't we have Steven read this a little bit, and we'll jump back into it, guys.
Sure. Let's do that. So this is from the Federalist. Wokesters descend on Chris Pratt's Marvel co-star after coming to celebrity's defense. This is on October 21st by Tristan Justice. Internet wokesters are coming after Chris Pratt's Marvel Cinematic Universe co-stars this weekend after the Hollywood actors came to the celebrity's defense over criticism of his politics and religion. One has to go, wrote filmmaker Amy Berg, featuring photos of Pratt, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Pine, and Chris Evans. That's awful.
Buddy, I saw hundreds of these on Twitter, and the majority of people are, oh my God, right? And they're easily kicking Chris Pratt out now. It's like a no contest, but we all know that's a joke. About 2 weeks ago, they would never have done that.
It's insulting. The post drew thousands of responses from users taking aim at Pratt's personal views. Pratt, who frequently discusses his Christian faith publicly, told audience members at a 2018 Teen Choice Awards that he loves God, and you should too. All right.
That's so horrible. That's so horrible.
Yeah, 100% Chris Pratt. He's a far-right religious MAGA. I've encountered people who are kind of like that. Chris Pratt does not come off like that at all to me. I don't. Doesn't make sense.
Anybody
Amy
else?
Miller.
Well, let's take a second. Anybody
Okay.
else feel like Chris Pratt is a hardcore righty? It's like full MAGA. Like,
No, I
does he
shouldn't think
ever?
so.
No, no way.
I think he's actually not even a hardcore Christian.
Why do you
Because
say
the rumor
that?
is that he cheated on Anna Faris, and a Christian wouldn't do that, would they?
Well, he's
Well.
become much more since he married the hotter Schwarzenegger.
That's debatable.
I mean, look, okay, Christian in a hardcore sense, maybe, but I mean, from the Christian perspective, we all are tempted by sin, and
Sinners.
sometimes we
We're
fall.
all sinners.
Right? We're all sinners. So, Amy Miller goes on to say Pratt because he goes to a homophobic church in LA called Zoe, pronounced Zoe. Just absolutely not. Also, Hemsworth is perfect. Pine and I went to college together, and I love Hell or High Water. And Evans is funny, not another teen movie, and has that soda can.
Does she know that Chris Evans has been in other films other than that?
Maybe not. Maybe not.
And women simp.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Drunk 3 with an army of them. Reagan Gomez says, easy, the MAGA Chris. Like, oh, wow. Just cancellation just for a political view.
Of course it wouldn't
which
be
he hasn't even
Aaron.
espoused. He hasn't even espoused that. But this is all about religion. This is all about not only just religion, but this is about racism and heterophobia, in my opinion. Okay. Us Weekly reported that the internet declared Pratt the worst Hollywood Chris. The online backlash prompted Pratt's MCU co-stars, including Robert Downey Jr. and Mark Ruffalo, to offer testimonials of support for their Hollywood colleague under fire of his own right-of-center views. And here's the...
It's just so hypocritical, though. It's so hypocritical of people. Now, again, Robert Downey Jr., I'm not putting in this category. He has lived the lifestyle he has, preached. He believes, who isn't without sin, and live and let live. The rest of these people, for the majority, have just been attacking anybody that thinks differently than them, mostly Ruffalo.
As far as Mark Ruffalo is concerned, he can sit on a fucking cactus.
No doubt.
Exactly. The man has been destroying anyone who doesn't believe what he believes, and now he's going to back someone who does have different beliefs than him, and he's allowed to have different beliefs. Because his church might not believe in homosexuality, that doesn't mean that he will be someone who is against them. It's all about live and let live. I am not the one to judge. God will judge you. So maybe I don't believe in what you guys are doing, but I believe that it's not my right to judge you. And I'm supposed to take you under my wing too and be a brother to you. So that's what bothered me. The idea that someone who goes to church, because the Catholic Church still believes it, people, no matter what anybody says, everyone's pretending like they don't. They don't believe in homosexuality. They don't believe in homosexual marriage.
Wait, they don't believe it exists, or they just don't believe it's moral?
They don't think it's right.
If you say they don't believe it, it's like, well, I know a lot of gay people. I'm pretty sure they exist.
Yeah, no. It exists. It definitely exists. I'm sorry if I didn't put that right. That's
the argument that they put against a lot of churches, especially considering the fact that many of them, especially the ones that are in Italy and Greek, they don't have a misconstrued translation of the Bible from its original, one of more older text to its English version. The whole "thou not shall lie with man" is actually a mistranslation. I think it was "thou not shall lie with boy/child."
Right.
Literal
it's
one.
it's more about pedophilia. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Right. So
and, let's not forget this sort of collectivist mentality going on as well. I mean, this idea that this one person in Chris Pratt, somehow he has to represent the views of his entire church, which is not true. There can be a church and then someone who happens to go there who believes in completely different things and so on. Like, he has to represent everyone. Like, one person has to represent everyone. This insane collectivist thinking.
Right. You can enjoy going to church and not agree with everything they believe in.
Yeah.
Just don't let the priest find out.
Well, what they don't know don't matter. All right. So, but it is true. Dave, it, man. Go on.
My mom is gay and she's Christian, and when I asked her about that conflict, she said, "I'll answer to God when I see him."
Mm.
You know,
there you go.
That's. Go ahead, buddy.
I believe everyone should be like that, my friend. You know, I believe God is the only one, in my view, and this is personal. I will not judge anyone else because it's not my right to judge. And when I die, I hope I lived a correct life where I won't burn in hell for the rest of my eternity. That's all I care about.
And exactly. And it's possible to, figuratively speaking, swallow the fish without choking on the bones.
Yeah,
yes.
I love that comment. I love that.
Moving
Very
on.
well put.
So Robert Downey's posted this on Twitter and said, "What a world the sinless are casting stones at my brother, Chris Pratt, a real Christian who lives by principle, has never demonstrated anything but positivity and gratitude, and he just married into a family that makes space for civil discourse and just plain fact, insists on service at the highest value. If you take issue with Chris, I've got a novel idea. Delete your social media accounts, sit with your own defects of character, work on them, celebrate your humanness. At Pratt, got your back."
Damn right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Robert Downey Jr., man.
Me too.
He lives a recovery lifestyle, and that's exactly the thought process of somebody who's in recovery, and I appreciate that.
So Mark Ruffalo, this
Wah, wah.
right. Mark Ruffalo says, "You all, Pratt is a solid man. Is as solid a man as there is. I know him personally. And instead of casting aspersions, thank you. Look at how he lives his life. He is not overtly political as a rule. This is a distraction. Let's keep our eyes on the prize, friends. We are so close now." So Mark Ruffalo is a POS, in my opinion. He's constantly on social media, casting aspersions at people.
Notice how he had to politicize it just then too.
Oh, absolutely!
Eyes on the prize.
Eyes on the prize, guys. Remember, we got to stay together, and we got to get our preferred political candidate into office, not for political reasons, just as a virtue signal. So honestly, we might go over a couple of things that's been said to these people, and in my opinion, Ruffalo, these are his fans. The ones that are saying the nasty things they said to Zoe Saldana, those are his fans. Those are his people. Those are the Twitter mobs that he has whipped up, that people like him and share his ideology have turned into this hate mob of people that comes after those like Chris Pratt. So he's virtue signaling to me. Mark Ruffalo needs to sit down in the corner, be a female feminist, and beg some attention off a woman. That's how I feel.
To play devil's advocate, to play devil's advocate, is it possible that this might be a turning point for some people?
I mean, I would hope it would.
There's a line, and people have now crossed that line, and now people are starting to pull back a bit. Like this, is their chance to pull back from all this woke nonsense?
I mean, you would hope. I would hope so. Now that it's come into his personal circle and he sees what the kind of hatred he whips up online that he facilitates, that a lot of these people, well, not everyone in Hollywood, but a lot of people in Hollywood seem to be pressing, and so I would hope that he would open up his eyes. But I mean, really, the end of that sentence, let's keep our eyes on the prize, friends. He doesn't say I'm disgusted by this behavior. He doesn't say I disavow this behavior. He says,
exactly.
Hey guys, calm down. Let's not attack my friend right now. We have to worry about hating the orange man.
And this may sound hypocritical. I don't believe in cancel culture in any way. I think it's completely awful. But, it wouldn't hurt Mark Ruffalo to get a dose of it, in my opinion.
Well, he's
I
only
think
really
I agree
working
with
in
that.
Marvel films, though.
Yeah, he's not doing much other than Marvel right now because the guy can't keep his mouth shut. The problem is he's just telling people to stop attacking his friend. But if it happens to somebody else, it's not a turning point for him. I hope it would be, but I don't see it being that.
No, I don't think so.
Has Data Racer collected all of the Mark Ruffalo tweets of him going after fans just to reply with an image to this thing for him?
If he hasn't, I hope he does.
Me too.
Yeah,
I like
Data Racer is amazing.
Good stuff.
Yeah, amazing.
If you're listening out there, help us out with that.
I would love it if you're listening out there, and if you are, please help. Culture, do you have anything to say about what we've spoken about here?
Sure. I think that that we've arrived at a point in time where this particular group of people is now seeing the effects of what they have wrought. And I think they're starting to have to deal with it. I think this is only the beginning for them. I think that the folks like Mark Ruffalo, Zoe Saldana, all of these other people who elected to put politics in front of everything else in their lives are now having to come to grips with the fact that even their own fans are now attacking somebody who they respect, who may not absolutely agree with them in everything, but they're having to deal with this is toxicity. They are the founders of it, and they're having to deal with the toxic environment that they have created. And you know what? I'm not a cancel culture person. I keep running into these circumstances. For example, somebody we'll probably talk about later, who set himself up as the epitome of virtue, who seemed to only direct said virtue at in a scowling way at one political party rather than the other. They all eventually reach their comeuppance, and I believe this is just an element of comeuppance. And of course, they never, they're never beyond just their monomaniacal, myopic pursuit of just the single-minded desire to eliminate, in this particular case, the orange man. But it doesn't really matter. They'll direct it at anybody, with any kind of pallor or, lack of melanin in their skin.
Well,
so
exactly.
I'm this type of stuff exhausts me, but again, at the same time, I'm inspired to fight it each and every day in the various ways that I can. So
exactly,
there you are.
Speaking of melanin count, Zoe Saldana came to Chris Pratt's defense. No matter how hard it gets, stick your chest out, keep your head up, and handle it. And that was a Tupac quote. You got this, Chris Pratt. Your friends, your family, friends, colleagues, and everyone who has ever crossed paths with you knows your heart and your worth. These same co-stars, however, are now taking heat for their own defending of the cis white colleague. I hate you and your friends. So goddamn, all of you are rich, white, hetero, annoying bitches and should shut the F up. Wow. Wrote one Twitter user in response to Mark Ruffalo. I just want white men to start shutting the F up, wrote another. And here is the great Data Racer. Data Racer 117. Please follow him on Twitter. He goes into the Twitter trenches and collects all kinds of data so that we don't have to. He has mentioned several times in the Fandom Menace volumes. Hail Data Racer 117. Chris Pratt's MCU co-stars are defending him from the cancel mob. They are now being bullied and harassed too. Zoe Saldana is getting the worst with racist slurs like coon.
Wow.
Marvel panders.
Perfect example of hypocrisy.
Well, yeah,
exactly.
We're fighting. They're out there fighting racism and systemic isms, but they do
this.
Right? If you go against their narrative, that is an awful thing to call someone. I think she's Afro-Latina. I think Lorena mentioned that earlier. And that's hideous. Like, you talk about 2020, where we're at now, or within the last few years, a lot of the rhetoric that's come from people on the far left, not your traditional liberals, not your traditional leftists, but far left, those people have been talking about they're fighting the systemic racism in the government, in the country, in the world, and this and that. Yet, if you speak out against their narrative in any way, shape, or form, standing up for your friend, then this is what you get. This kind of racism. It doesn't make sense to me.
Anyone right of Stalin is fair game to them.
I mean that's probably right. And the sad thing is they're not going to understand that these hateful people that are still attacking, even though they're telling them not to, like Ruffalo telling them not to, are Ruffalo's fans, but they're so hateful that they're beyond that now. They
feel they're morally justified.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, there were Zoe Saldana's fans when she was out there doing a live stream with the rest of the Marvel cast to endorse Biden. Oh, they were fans of all of them at that point because they were doing what they wanted to do. But now it's like there's this difference, right? Like in my opinion, from, let's say, an actor who performs a performance that we don't like. We may come down on it, but we're not going to call them things like that. You know, we may critique or give criticism, but we're not going to go there. At least I wouldn't. I mean, there's always one jerk off in every town, but but because these actors have defended their friend who has now been deemed a target, an enemy of the mob. It doesn't matter. All gloves are off. Doesn't matter what you did before. Doesn't matter how much you virtue signaled. Doesn't matter if you're a male feminist. Doesn't matter who or what you are or what you have done or what rhetoric you have espoused. You are now an enemy of the people. You must bend the knee to the mob, or they're going to call you and act in the very same ways that they accuse others of being.
Yes.
Yep. Typical projection.
Yeah.
Typical. It's the French Revolution all over again. It is take it to the next level. Who could take it farther? And then what do? You don't succeed in your rebellion. You lose it, and that's the scary part.
I know it's a bit of a cliche to say, but it is very much like the witch trials. You know, where anything.
That's a better way of saying it.
Yeah, like look at someone sideways. You're a witch. Was it
the Salem witch trials?
Yeah, Salem witch trials, exactly.
You can take a look at The Crucible, a play by Arthur Miller.
Not bad.
Arthur Miller, right?
Don't watch the movie. Daniel Day-Lewis doesn't understand Proctor. He doesn't. He really doesn't.
No, he doesn't. You're right.
Wow, this is crazy. Look at this. One person says, do you know that you're black? And another one says, of course, it's the Dominican. Like, what the hell does that mean?
I don't. That's racism, man. That is
blatant racism. You can't see me at the moment, but I am rolling my eyes at these people.
But it's blatant racism, but shielded by progressive. You know,
yeah,
the progressive.
It's okay when we do it.
No, that's not
ironically progressive. It's far from progressive to disseminate and oppress people. I mean,
yes, sir.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
What it is, it basically is a group of people using it. It's doing what you can tell an evil person does. They take a word, they try to redefine it for something else, so that it has negative connotations throughout the generations. And
well, I mean, look at the word racism itself. I mean, they've tried to use the prejudice plus power bullshit definition. I mean, honestly, last time I checked, you didn't need power or privilege to be an arsehole.
Yeah,
right.
That is true.
Right. And let's say thank you very much to Thomas Gilkey, the Gilk Man, for $9.99. Hail, much love to all the panel. Thank you for all that you all do. I do think we need to reward those when they do something good. I know Ruffalo isn't well liked, but still, he's doing good. And that's what I love about our community. Someone like Thomas believes he's doing something good. And I respect that in Thomas, because Thomas is looking at the activism part of him. What I see, though, is Ruffalo does not know when to stop. And it's not about the activism. It's about the turning into the enemy, of the other side.
Incredible sulk. As opposed to the Hulk, he's the Incredible Sulk. He sulks on negative issues that help him keep his name in the conversation. I mean, he is a good actor, and at the start of his crusade against fracking, he was kind of on point, and then he just kind of went off the rails because the one thing that was advocated is for safer use of the technique, and there's a lot of people that push back against that because he was so strong that the reaction, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. In some cases, especially when it comes to human beings, it's a more powerful reaction as opposed to what was initially pushed. So he's basically shot himself in the foot for his own cause he's been trying to fight.
Right. And guys, make sure to subscribe to Thomas Gilkey. Again, he is fandom menace through and through, and we do not agree on everything politically. But you know what? I love him for who he is, and I respect his views. That is what these actors and these so-called blue check marks are missing in it, that they don't respect people for people. They demonize these people, and they turn them so they're no longer human beings. They're a target. And that's the problem. That's when you get into this zealot's type attitude where we're completely right, and whatever we have to do to show that they're wrong, we will do it. And
That's
that
why I don't
also
really like the
goes
word.
for.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
go ahead, my friend. No,
that's
please
why-
go ahead.
Yeah, that's why I really don't like, for instance, the SJW use of the word allies and whatnot. Allies aren't friends.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
Allies aren't friends.
No.
There's no loyalty
You
there.
support them in war. You support them in war, and that's about
Yeah.
it.
Well,
And
there's no
that's-
respect. Loyalty is a tricky word because loyalty is
Mm.
often demanded by tyrants, where respect is often requested and earned by mutual people.
Yeah.
And that's the one
Yeah.
thing you have to take a look at. If you take a look at various speeches of some prolific leaders that we would otherwise consider to be tyrants, the one thing that's consistent is that they demand loyalty. And
Yes.
the thing is, loyalty is not questioned; it's required. But respect is earned because a person who is trying to earn your respect is braced for being called out on their actions and misbehaviors. But a person that wants loyalty doesn't want to be questioned. They don't want to be called out on their actions and misbehaviors. So the one thing you have to pay close attention as to the type of person that uses the word loyalty and thinks that it is important and wanted, because there might be something more nefarious going on behind the scenes. But a person who wants respect is willing to be challenged. And that's something that's really important with the discourse of our society is that
And this
we
is why
need
language
people
is so
to-
important.
Exactly, yes.
I am going to write Script Doctor PhD in on my ballot.
I would too. You know what's
An American
crazy?
citizen.
It doesn't
At
matter.
this
It doesn't
moment-
matter.
At this moment on my panel, you're all authors.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Cool.
Yep.
Team writers. All right.
Yeah, team writers.
Why did I throw up a little in my mouth when I saw this?
I could bring a culture
It's
casino.
ironic
Okay. No,
because no matter what you do with Star Trek Discovery, you can never reboot it away from canon. Doesn't matter how far in the future you put it. Canon's the foundation. It's unescapable.
yes.
Reboot
Okay.
it, boot it up the arse.
I'm
For the
sorry.
record,
This article says you're wrong, Script Doctor.
You know, for
Who
the
wrote it?
record, I would catch child support payment for Sneak with Martin Green. Okay, so this is from Inverse. This is from Ryan Pritt. Discovery Season 3 is the biggest Star Trek reboot since J.J. Abrams. I don't know how I'm going to be able to read this. I don't know how I'm going to read.
Without laughing.
We are hitting a major reset button. Director, I'm too white to read that name, tells Inverse. Okay.
If you can zoom in a little bit, I could read it for you.
You know what?
Olatunde Sami.
There you go.
See how that's spelled?
Olatando Osanasami, yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm way too. Yeah, that's off my spectrum. Okay. For a
No,
franchise,
Steven, try it now. They told you twice. What is it?
Olatando Osanasani.
Stop it.
that is not
Steven?
how it's written. It's written Olatundi Usanasami.
Okay, great.
That's still very good.
Okay.
As a language teacher, you've triggered me, Stephen. Oh god.
I can't do it. I can't. Okay. For a franchise consisting of 13 feature films and more than 800 hours of TV, it's actually shocking how well the canon of Star Trek hangs together.
Did it?
What?
Not this. Okay.
What?
With the launch of Discovery Season 3, the Trek franchise gets to have it both ways. What are you trying to say? Have it both ways. I mean, I know that aren't all officers gay now in their canon or something?
Well, actually, both ways would be appropriate for the all officer canon thing.
Yeah.
Bisexual would be the both ways. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I don't even want to think about any of that. When it comes to honoring bullshit, I don't know how I'm going to get to this article. All right, I'm going to try. When it comes
can I just say I chose this because I know everybody other than me are like Star Trek fans on the panel. So I'm enjoying this. Discuss.
I'm twitching a little bit. It comes to honoring that complicated continuity and letting it all go. The season premiere sees Michael Burnham arrive in the year 3188, well beyond any point the franchise has ever visited. Fans have known this was coming since the end of season 2, but all 10 of them. But now that it's actually here, it's clear Discovery Season 3 is the biggest Star Trek reboot since J.J. Abrams retook the reins in 2009.
Isn't that exciting, guys? Isn't that so exciting?
They're going to miss so many
excited I could
opportunities
just
in this
shit.
season.
I just thought you guys would be happy with it's the biggest reboot since JJ.
I want to throw my monitor. Thank you, Scott. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Real quick, let's take a split second for the great Toxic Man Flu with a $5 super chat. Here is a tip as I tune out due to STD references. Can't believe how much they missed the point of Star Trek.
You're not feeling the burn, Toxic? You're not feeling the burn of STD?
Well, that's the weirdest thing too. Like the almost fantasy element that this secret hideout take on Star Trek has. Like they use the burn. They had the Conclave of 8. What other things that they have in there that was weird? That doesn't sound Star Trek-y. It sounds more like Lord of the Rings.
I think Gandalf was there.
Yeah.
Klingon time crystals. That threw me out.
Oh, time crystals. Yeah, that doesn't sound Star Trek.
Through that.
Well, maybe Star Trek Voyager, but not really Star Trek.
But Klingons
Steven
of all
Universe,
people.
if anything.
I'm sorry. What was that, buddy?
Oh, it's more Steven Universe, if anything.
It's
time crystals.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh yeah, and the Klingons actually caring about their dead bodies. They don't do that. They consider them empty shells.
Right.
Even I know that.
Why would they tractor beam them to their sarcophagus ship? It just
because they don't know what they're doing, script. They have no idea. They have no care about the legacy, the lore of this stuff. They don't take the time to invest it. They won't take the goddamn time. Just take a week. Take a couple weeks and watch all the series and get an idea of what you're doing. But that's not what they did. They came in and they said, how can we piss off people who are going to vote this way? And that's all they cared about. They didn't care about the legacy. They didn't care about the lore. They didn't care about writing.
I maintain that a lot of writers nowadays, I don't think they should have the title of writer. They're activists.
Yes,
there you go.
Within the tentpole areas, absolutely, yeah.
Writervists, journalists, activists.
I know actors that have tried to transition into writing, and they're absolutely terrible. But they don't do any of the stuff that we see in this type of
because the message overrides any creativity at all.
Okay, all right. I'm going to try. I'm going to give this a shot. All right, but this reboot might be even bigger, a bigger failure. Warning, light spoilers ahead for Star Trek Discovery Season 3, Episode 1. Watch if you can on the CBS All Access. Inverse caught up with, Olanti Usamarnani, director of the premiere.
Great, buddy. Doing great.
And the creative force behind the show since Season 1. He says that if the episode feels like a huge game changer, that's because it is. So we were hitting a major reset button, Tsunami tells Inverse. We're going further in the future than any other Star Trek show, and we have the technology to introduce and have characters interact with the world around them, but also a different tone.
Oh, that's BS. They just use the same holographic stuff that they've used for the past 2 seasons, but they just decided to turn off the transparency and make it solid. It still interacts and functions the exact same way. It still doesn't require them to build anything.
And by tone, do you mean grimdark in space? I mean...
Yeah, there's that too. Also, I mean, he's not wrong with the reset button. They probably have reshot that one episode 4 or 5 times because you can tell when they shot in Iceland and when they shot on the Pinewood lot in Toronto, and I only think they went to Iceland for those 2 shots on the hills, and that was it. Everything else is like I know exactly where they were shot it.
Script Doctor, could you please explain to me the logic in getting rid of that angel suit in the very beginning? Okay,
there is no logic to get rid of it.
Thank you.
Unless she's worried someone's going to take it and then use it to time travel further. But I don't think that can be the case because if my memory serves, they only had enough power for the Red Angel suit to do all the time jumps for the 7 signals and to take the ship away before they'd have to do that recharge through the Discovery ship again. So without Discovery to do that recharge, the Red Angel suit can only travel, not time travel.
All right. Well, let's see. If you'd never seen an episode of Discovery, God bless you, the first episode of Season 3 would not be a terrible place to start. Just like a potential new viewer, Commander Michael Burnham finds herself in the place that is totally unfamiliar and has to rely on a stranger, a dashing space courier named Book, to give her the deets on what the 31st century is all about.
The deets. That was actually written. The deets. Oh my God. Keep going.
In the most unbelievable way imaginable, too.
You mean she doesn't know everything already?
Not yet. Give her a
Wouldn't
minute.
she like, you know?
Oh, don't worry. When the
Mary Sue
Discovery shows
character?
up, she'll have to teach them about the 32nd century.
Yes. As all the trailers have made clear, this future is lacking Trek's one big overarching constant, the United Federation of Planets and Starfleet. That's because these people don't know how to write. Burnham quickly learns her benevolent government and the noble organization she works for isn't really much of a thing in the year 3188. Book mocks Burnham in a way someone who doesn't get Star Trek might gently tease a devoted fan. Sometimes you see guys with one of those badges getting all worked up about the Federation, true believers, Book says with a wry smile.
There's a bit of an irony behind that.
Yes, yeah. The premise sounds dark on paper. It's only dark on paper, guys. But the episode itself is anything but. What are you talking about? They're running around murking people in this episode. I've never seen so much murder that takes place in Murder Trek. I've never seen this. Okay.
I think someone told me there's around 12 to 13 deaths in that episode alone.
Like, it's different if you go back. Okay, if you look at like the Dominion War, okay, there's a lot of killing going on. But even then, it's mostly just starships. And there are episodes in DS9 that have phaser to phaser combat. I guess hand to hand combat. So, but it was a good story. It wasn't just killing for the sake of killing, and it feels like a lot of this is just done for shock value. Just this laissez-faire. Like there's no depth to it. There's no real deep meaning to why this.
No purpose.
This taking place. No purpose. Yeah. The premise. I read that bullshit. Sure, the future seems a little messy, but the show is not dark. It's a refreshing change. Anyone?
From what?
It was shot with a blue filter for the entire episode, which made the blacks weird. Like I'm not using terms and people like the color coding of blacks and whites and greens and oranges and reds were all muted and flattened in this.
Very Private Ryan-ish. Are you saying?
Kind of.
Or
yeah, I would say that too. I mean, even looking at that still photo here of the mahogany, it doesn't feel. I mean, it looks more like a muted brown as opposed to a really vibrant. There should be a little orange that pops out of that.
Right. I mean, Star Trek has color. Well. Go ahead. What were you saying?
Yeah, I don't think it bodes well that they mention a change of tone. I mean, it'll be as if, say, because I'm a big Harry Potter nerd, it'd be as if, say, they changed the tone of Harry Potter in the fourth movie, and they suddenly introduce all this Lord of the Rings stuff.
Right.
If you get my meaning.
Something out of left field, just completely out of
really
left field.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sasami says, I really.
Who was that again?
Asusanami. I really
love that guy.
Really worked hard to find the humor, to land the jokes, the fun of this new relationship, and the fun of being in this new and strange world. There's a lot of
jokes.
Apparently, I maybe he thought it was funny. There's a lot of dark material in there, but we don't want it to be a dark show. Book is a character who has had a lot of things happen to him, and he's very jovial in a swashbuckler way. I'm telling you, this is the Black Han Solo. This is how they're setting this dude up. His ship is like just this weird boomerang looking perversion of the Millennium Falcon. That's who this is. I actually like the actor. Like, I don't have a problem with the actor and his portrayal.
Right, but you know what they're doing.
They're stealing.
It's not right. It's not the actor. It's the just blatant stealing of Han Solo and shoving him into a different show and making sure he's diverse enough.
Han Solo would never steal an animal to let it free. Sorry, I don't see the Han Solo aspect of him. I mean, I understand the fact that they think he's a Han Solo for this thing, but he's in no way. Han Solo is very selfish. He's a great pilot, but he's a terrible smuggler. In fact, that's the reason why you're supposed to feel a little bit of uncertainty when Luke and Obi-Wan hire him on his skills, because as soon as they leave, Greedo shows up to say, hey, you've lost your cargo. You've been in trouble with the Empire. And it's like, he just promised those two guys he could get away with them. So you realize he's not very good at his job. So you know that them going into this is going to be a a danger, and that ends up being the case. And it's with the help of Luke and Obi-Wan, the Han Solo, and is able to get away with Leia. And then he realizes that, yeah, I'm not a smuggler, I'm a pilot. I should be doing stuff what Luke's doing, and that's his character arc.
So you don't see Book as a deadbeat dad?
No, well,
Okay.
I mean, he might have a kid somewhere. We don't know what's going to happen.
Oh God!
Real quickly, I'd like to know what Culture's feeling about this. We haven't heard from him. Culture, have any thoughts on this?
I friggin' hate it. What do you want? Beautiful. I mean, this has been bothering me forever. I'm in a position where when it comes to Star Trek, I'm in a no win because exactly. And the problem is that I will watch, and then about 10 minutes into the episode, I will flip out and I won't be able to finish it. And it doesn't matter what it's been ever since the first season of STD. And believe me, I ran for some penicillin right away. This show's never been good. And it's always had terrible. I mean, listen to Script Doctor. I mean, if you want a good breakdown, especially when it comes to just the stupidity that is the Rick and Morty that they're calling Lower Decks, go watch his video. I mean, he breaks down exactly all of the things they're doing wrong, how he would go about fixing them. I mean, it's you get an education in how you can improve this.
And he does comment when things are done right.
Oh, absolutely. No, he does. Credit where credit's due, for sure. But overall, everything that they've done to Star Trek since, this freaking JJ clone got involved just freaking destroyed the hell out of it. In fact, actually, JJ freaking you know what? Nothing's been good. Wait a minute. Let me go back. Enterprise even sucked, but at least that was a better form of suck as compared to this.
Oh yeah.
So
it was a stumble suck as opposed to like trying to be showcase flashy suck. Like they kind of got their footing in season 4. And it's like, that's a long time for a show to get its footing, especially considering the fact that the people involved with that show worked on 3 prior to that, and they should have figured out the groove by then. Because they stumbled just a tad with Deep Space Nine, but season 2 really took off strong. And Voyager they stumbled with for about 2.5 seasons, and then they kind of figured out their groove there, and then reset it again by bringing in Jerry Ryan, which was not a bad move, but her stories became very redundant because she didn't really grow on the same scale as what each episode would just make you think would happen for the following one. But this one here is far more. It's intentionally ignorant. I think they want to write another show, so they're parroting as much as they can from those other shows they wish they could be working on to put in this one. Yeah, and they're not thinking of it in an abstract enough way to make it. What was that, sorry?
The Star Trek in name only.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Wasn't there a whole lot of legal issues about it as well? Like they couldn't bring a whole lot of stuff over from the old stuff. And so they
it's
actually
not so much a legal issue. It's just what makes them more money. So in one case there, especially with regards, like there's the whole reason why Robert Duncan McNeil was named Tom Paris and not Nick Locarno. And that was just because they didn't want, the production didn't want to pay the writer every episode that Nick Locarno was in Voyager, so they just renamed him and then fudged with his background to make him a different character. They could have also saved them from having to do that by just hiring the writer that wrote that episode with Nick Locarno and put him on staff, but they felt that they didn't want to go that route, so they just dropped it off. Oddly enough, because Gene Roddenberry died, that's why they were able to put Worf in Deep Space Nine without having to pay off anything additional to the estate of Roddenberry estate while they're making the show, because it was all kind of owned and encompassed in one. So those are the type of things that you have to worry about when you're dealing with characters and specific things with regards to previous IP. When the whole Secret Hideout and Bad Robot thing, they were already playing with other characters, but in order for them to make money on distribution and licensing and other marketing aspects, they needed to alter them in a way that would be specific to their brand, so that when the money is being moved around, they know exactly where it's going to go. And that's where you get this 25% different aspect that has been thrown around and has been confirmed by many other sources and then denied by other sources as well. So I'm pretty sure it's the 25% different thing, because that I understand that from my perspective of writing and in the industry, is that, if you want to make something just different enough so that you can get your bigger piece of the pie, so to speak. And what we have here with Secret Hideout, especially with Discovery, is that, they're going to circumvent that by, number one, they make it a prequel to original Star Trek, so it's definitely its own brand. Number two, we can change various appearances of it, make it more modern and justify it as being more modern, when really it's them just wanting to make sure that they corner the market of the merchandising and licensing for that particular series so that it can't be misconstrued with anything else. That's why the Enterprise with Pike coming in was redone differently. That's why Pike is also nowhere near recognizable to the Jeffrey Hunter version. And that's also why the costumes are so different as well. It's all trying to make it as familiar but as separate from what we've seen before, so that they can hopefully make additional money on licensing, because that's what Star Trek kept Star Trek alive for a long time. Not just the shows, but in between the shows, it was people buying the books, buying toys, buying posters, clothes, everything that could have that name brand on it that would open up more of the world of Star Trek, helped keep Star Trek alive.
Do I have to keep reading this?
I want to see where they go next. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to see where they go to.
Osis and Anami didn't make the comparison, but Book feels closer to Lando Calrissian than any previous Star Trek regular. But Book isn't in it for himself or for money. This is Star Trek. There's always going to be a slightly optimistic twist, even when you think the plot is going to go a certain way. Optimistic.
Optimistic?
I don't see any optimism. Yeah. Nick, Sam, do you guys see any optimism in Discovery?
No, all I see is John Wick in space.
In Discovery Season 1, Osis and Anami directed an episode with the frightening title, The Butcher's Knife Cares Not for the Lamb's Cry, in which the audience thinks that a monster nicknamed Ripper, is a mindless killing machine, but in the end we learn Ripper was just a giant mutated tardigrade and the victim of circumstance. Ripped off. Mutated? I guess it was ripped off from, a NOS. So I
thought that too. Justice for a NOS.
This kind of hopeful Trek plot twist. Sorry.
Hopeful, huh?
All the way back to the original series, but it happened again in Discovery Season 3 debut. Throughout the episode, you think Book is some kind of a heartless smuggler, but it turns out he's actually transporting an endangered alien animal who looked like a penis, a transworm, to a safe habitat on another planet. What is it with these people and penis monsters?
Well, it's not only that. It's like, okay, you're making the smuggler also a Greenpeace.
Absolutely.
Or PETA person, and like, have you actually listened or looked at what those organizations do? They're kind of very oxymoronic.
It's all very Freudian.
This twist in episode 1 is a good way of forecasting what fans can expect for at least the first 4 episodes of Discovery Season 3. For the first time in a very long time, this Star Trek series is focused on actually exploring the galaxy. And so the premiere episode, filmed entirely in Iceland, has a sweeping cinematic feeling of openness that contrasts with the more claustrophobic settings of previous big Discovery episodes, including the Season 2 finale. The series is called Star Trek Discovery, but at the end of the first episode, the title of the starship is missing. I don't even care.
Not only that, at the end of that first episode, Book and all of his friends are kind of cheering on the alien species they rescued as they watch them mate. It's really kind of weird. It's like someone going to a farm and then seeing 2 pigs getting it on and be like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was right before their Zoom call. Like, they were all going to get on Zoom and take care of that together. How do we really capture the scope of what is to be in the brand new time period in a brand new world in a universe we haven't quite seen before? Osus Tsunami says. We kept coming back to Lawrence of Arabia. What? We didn't want to get those close-up shots too close. We wanted to see the terrain. Without spoiling too much, the rest of the season embraces the swashbuckling feeling that Osus Tsunami describes. While it took half of the first season of Discovery for members of the crew to beam down to a strange new world, and the news, it took us an entire season to figure out the crew had a name. The new
Very
season,
true.
Real quick. Toxic Man Flu for $5. Years from now, they will make Jar Jar Abrams' biography called Franchise Killer. And let's put Steven out of his misery. Thank you, my
That's
brother.
probably Steven's next book, Franchise Kill.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, right.
The Life and Times of J.J. Abrams, Alex Kurtzman.
That is a good
Yeah,
idea.
that's it.
All right, we'll talk about that later.
I like it.
The new season finds the characters exploring planets, some familiar, some not, seemingly every episode. In this way, Discovery has rebooted the Star Trek universe by simply deciding to re-explore it from the fresh perspective. In 2009, J.J. Abrams, Robert Orcio, and Alex Kurtzman made Star Trek fresh by creating an alternate universe. Now, 11 years later, as the producer overseeing all of Trek on TV, Kurtzman is he's pulling something off, all right. Something similar to Discovery Season 3, but instead of a bizarro dimension populated by funhouse mirror versions of fan favorites, the far future setting avoids the traps of fan service and nostalgia more than any sci-fi legacy property has managed in years. Let's get away from the fans. We've disrespected them enough. We've told them what terrible people that they are. Now let's move forward and create our own gobbledygook.
Unbelievable. Sam, Nick, what do you guys feel about that?
Oh, I won't be watching it, honestly.
No, not at all. Now, are you guys diehards?
Not really, but
no, not really.
From what I've seen, it's just complete. It's a trash
It's all over
fire.
the place.
I'm a diehard for Sonequa in that suit, though. God damn.
Yeah, you're loving it, huh?
All right, I'm digging that. Yes. I like these. Okay. That said, there are certain puzzles left over from the previous Discovery-centric adventures that may or may not play out in Season 3. Back in 2018, Osun Sanami directed Michael Chabon penned Short Trek's episode Calypso, which depicted an abandoned version of the USS Discovery in the far future. Will we see the future come to pass in Discovery Season 3? Did Star Trek always know it was headed to this point? They didn't even know what they were doing.
Do they always know they were headed to this point? That's ballsy. Wow.
They forgot what they did the week prior.
Yeah, bro. They don't even know what franchise they're in half the time. There's a simple point and click away. Well, what is that? Looks good. Let's steal that and put it in what we're calling Star Trek.
What's that thing that I read recently? Story by committee.
Yep.
Well, they're more cohesive than the Disney Lucasfilm story group. They can't get any damn timeline straight. Alex Kurtzman has always teased the idea that we would make a major jump into the future, Osa Srisathnami says. But did I know everything in Calypso would make it this way into the future now? I didn't know. God, I hate that guy. As Season 3 unfolds, God, do I have to say this name again? Asuna Tsunami also wants fans to be careful in assuming they already know how certain things might play out with the USS Discovery based on future hints from Calypso. It's not a one-for-one. We see how Calypso is going necessarily happen throughout the rest of the season, he says. I mean, we're fans too. Bullshit. And we're excited to tell stories in this new world and answer the big question: what does the future of Trek look like? It doesn't look anything like whatever you're writing, you garbage-ass person. Please go move on and ruin something else that I don't give a shit about. Thank God this article's over.
Yeah, thanks
Well,
for that.
Is there
with the current regime? That's pretty much it.
Well, is there a future for Trek?
Yes, of course. No franchise stays dead. It just doesn't. Someone will revive a franchise you probably have never heard of before and be like, hey, I got a new take on this idea, and we'll bring it back and we'll make it great. It's not dead. It's only in stasis. And basically, this Star Trek here, it will go for as long as they can get money to make it go. We're really getting close to that production date for Season 4 of Discovery, but nothing has been solidified as far as I've seen on through my connections yet. So we don't know if it's still going to go or if the pandemic that's happening in the Southern Ontario is going to prevent them from getting into production. There's only a handful of people working at the CBS new studios in Mississauga, which is most likely where they'll be shooting Season 4 of Discovery, because my understanding is that Pinewood is not working with them anymore. Their lease is up, but that could have changed since I was last told. And yeah, we're gonna see what happens. I mean, the director assumes that we're not going to be able to predict what's going to happen in season 3 of Discovery, and that's a fair point. I mean, we're not going to know all the craziness that's going to happen, but we do know for certain because we have 2 seasons.
Of course, we're not going to be able to predict it. They've got no bloody plan.
Well, they've already shot it, so like they already know what's happening. But we can predict from the first 2 seasons that there will be some sort of red herring that is going to drive the majority of the middle part of the season and distract from the main plot, which is the goal of rebuilding the Federation. And so there's something that's going to distract them from doing that. And then by the very end, Philippa Georgiou is going to rebuild the Federation because she killed the AI control in end of season 2 Discovery, and she planted the bomb in the Klingon homeworld to end the war. So she's the one that's going to actually be the hero of the episode by the very end. And Michael Burnham is just a facilitator of that.
Okay. I have no clue about Star Trek. That's why I had that article for you people, because I have no clue what's going on. Yes, because and the sad thing is, though, I know I could hear the bullshit in the writing, and I could hear the bullshit in the article, and that's the sad thing. It's something we've heard many times in different franchises for the past few years. It's the same franchise killer, and that's why I'm asking, will these franchise rebound? And I'm guessing they will, but
someone will come along at some point.
I think it's always possible for things to be fixed, particularly in a universe so expansive as Star Trek. There's always a way to. There's plenty of material.
They'll find a way.
Heck, there was a revival of Roseanne, and they said that very last season doesn't count. And you know what? It worked until Roseanne got kicked off her own show.
Terminator, but,
so it can happen. Nothing is impossible.
Did they kill her? Did they kill Roseanne? Is that how they did that?
Yes, they did. They killed off her character.
Yeah.
And made a political point with regards to painkillers and the treatment of giving out painkillers to patients and the addictive nature.
Yeah, well, I need some painkillers after reading that article.
I can imagine. And we're gonna cut it a little short today. The brothers will be back. They're not coming out of my chat because I'm enjoying their company. So we'll do this again when we have a longer show. You'll have to come on a Saturday show, which will be Sunday for you guys. But
absolutely,
I like
pleasure.
I would hope so because you guys are great. I'm sorry I have to cut it short, everybody. I have work very early in the morning. So guys, tell them where they can find you, as in Nick and Sam, and what you might be working on next. Sam?
Okay, you guys can find me on Twitter. I'm sure you guys can see my Twitter username in brackets there. You know what to do. You're all grown-ups. I've started a YouTube channel. I am currently working on a trailer reaction for an Indonesian movie. The next one will have subtitles, so I'd like it if you could show your support in any case. And I very much enjoyed being here. It was lovely to meet you all, and I've especially enjoyed Stephen Walton nearly stroking out reading that article. That was really funny.
Fantastic. Thank you, Sam. And Nick, how about you, buddy?
Yep, I'm Nick McCabe. You can actually find my YouTube channel under the same name, and just look for this face because there are multiple Nick McCabes out there. You can also find me on Twitter. There are. You can also find me on Twitter at Mr. Mooneyblue1. So that's my name right under there. And I have yet to decide what my next video is going to be, but don't get me wrong, there are going to be more videos.
Fantastic. And like I said, we'll have you guys back on again very soon when we have a longer time to chat. Script Doctor, I love that. Hold on, let me blow that shit up there. There we go. Script Doctor, where can they find you?
They can find me here on Wednesdays with the news dump. I also stream on a whole bunch of other channels. If I can stay awake, I'll probably pop by a Bounding Us Into Comics stream. So look for me there. If not on the panel, definitely in the chat. And you can find my videos on youtube.com/scriptdoctor. I've had some great response and interaction in the chat, comments of my latest Star Trek Discovery review. So please feel free to check that out and join in on the conversation. It's very much diplomatic and not offensive, which is awesome. And you can also find me on Twitter at ScriptDoctorPhD.
Script Doctor, you teach me about Star Trek. I watch your reviews instead of watching the shows, so thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, maybe one day when time frees up, I can walk you through the whole series from the beginning, and we can do episode commentaries.
I would love that. That would be a lot of fun. Thank you, my friend. Culture Casino.
Hello, I'm Culture Casino. I'm glad to have the chance to introduce myself since that didn't happen at the beginning of the stream. And I just want to say, no, it didn't. I have no introduction for me. Everybody else, but F Culture, whatever. Anyway, that's
Get
pretty
the
much
hell out of
everybody
here.
else
Did I miss you?
Yeah, you did. Anyway, so hi everybody. I'm Culture Casino, and I have a YouTube channel. And Scott apparently doesn't watch any of my stuff, and or pay attention to me very often. Anyway, and I made a great video today. This one I'm proud of because I got it right at the swing up of the news cycle, all about the idiocracy that was Quibi. That will not have much shelf life, if any at all. Although I haven't seen the updated thing to say it's officially dead. But they had an all-hands meeting today, and check out the video. It's a lot of fun. The other video that I was going to do, I'm going to have to post. It's going to be a bonus video this week, so I never do that. So you'll get an extra one this week, either tomorrow or Friday. Other than that, you can find me here on the dump, either on Wednesday or on Saturday, although I don't think we're having Saturday again, right, Scott? You're taking a time out?
Not for a little while. No, we're taking the time out.
All right, so instead, you can find me over on Shenanigans. I'll be on Shenanigans this Saturday. This is retro Shenanigans. You will see all of your favorites plus me. So you'll see your favorites, and then
Stig is back.
Me. That's right. Stieg is there. You'll get Tom. You're going to get Rob. You're stuck with me. You got Mary. And it's going to be it's going to be crazy because Stieg actually put this one together, the entire framework, the outline.
Yeah.
So, and
he was very excited about it too.
Yeah. And before that, in about midday for most folks, I'm going to be on Christie's stream on Saturday doing more movies, more of our favorite movies. The year is 1999, and boy, are we going to party like it's 1999. Script will be there too, and Script still hasn't. Well, actually, I guess the deadline's tomorrow to send me your top 10 favorite horror films for our special Halloween show. So anyway, get ready for that. We're gonna have we're gonna have a lot of fun on that stream. Can't wait to see you all there. And everybody, put your arms around Jeff Bridges and hope that he overcomes lymphoma, because he was in the absolute best movie of 1998, The Big Lebowski. Other than that, just support all these other folks. Make sure you support the twins. They're freaking awesome. They are the beginning of the fifth wave. They are leading the charge. Let's throw all our support behind them and see if we can give them the big shove up the ladder that all of us got from everybody before. Anyway, thanks all. Thanks. Yeah, I know you're laughing, Steven. I know.
Oh, anyway, man, you just wanted to shove it up there, huh, buddy?
Shove it up there. I heard that too.
I want to shove candy corn somewhere, Steven. Are you ready? Right? Are you ready? Oh, we do. You're going to rise, buddy. All right. See you later.
Thank you, Culture. Sorry about the misstep at the beginning. You are sexy and smart and brave.
Team Candy Corn, Save Our Culture Casino. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you very much. Really appreciate all of you in the chat coming by. Scott's working a lot right now, so his time is precious, but he takes that time to come on here and entertain you all because he loves the chat just like everybody else on this panel. Please subscribe and support Nick and Sam, up and coming channels, and that's what we do around here. We rise together and support one another. Please, if you can, take a look at my Indiegogo. If you have the availability to support it, I would greatly appreciate it. And if not, if you can share out that link, I would also appreciate that as well. Thank you guys for being here. You know what? I don't have the umph. That article killed me. I don't know if I could do the outro.
No, I got you, brother. I got you.
Yeah. Just wash your hands and wash your ass, guys, please. And be good to each other. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. Thank you to the twins. What I have to say is this.
Thank you.
Oh, anytime, guys. You guys were great. Thank you so much. I love to thank the chat. I'm sorry that the next couple weeks I will be here and there, if that, on YouTube. But, until I'm YouTube famous, that's the way it's going to be. But thank you, everybody, to the chat. I appreciate all the support. To my members, thank you very much. You guys are the reason why I am fighting through it and trying to get on here tonight. Our next show will be next Wednesday. Okay, so there will not be a Saturday or a Song of Ice and Fire on Monday's show, but we'll be back on next Wednesday bitching about the things we're supposed to love. Put a fork in it, everybody. We are done. Later, all.
Watch your hand.